What's up, everybody? How you doing? Much love from the Boss Clan. Everybody, big hugs from down south. Hope you guys are good. I know there's a lot of you guys, some over in like Africa and some folks from obviously in North America. And there's people all over the world. So big hugs, big shouts. Hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo está? I hope you guys are well. And yeah, I don't know if this is an exciting lesson, but it is probably a lesson that all of us should hear. And sometimes I think we forget about how powerful our Creator is and how much of a design genius He is and how much of an architect of amazingness He is. And when you look at His ways, which His ways are righteous ways, they are holy ways, they are good ways. And the ways are not too hard to bear. You know, we've all been lied to in this church system, and we've been told that, you know, these laws are for the God's old people, for the people of Moses. It's not for us. But I would like to contend and explain that for those who do not read their Bibles, and for those who do, sometimes your eyes aren't open. Sometimes it doesn't make sense when we've been indoctrinated into a church for a very long time. So we don't understand certain things. We believe that we should be worshiping on a day that is contrary to what the Bible says we should be worshiping on. And the sheer power of our Creator is He brought together for a day, a Sabbath day, that He branded for all of His people, the people of Yah. If you are a follower of the awesome side, Yah's side, the winning side, the undefiled, pure side of everything good and holy side, which is Yah's side, right? So we have to understand that the second in command, not even the second in command, basically the low-life, scum-sucking, bottom-dweller, Hashatan, and all of the just basically the dumpster diving, dumpster fire demons that like this kind of a lifestyle, that their job is to attack humans and to bring them into evil and to harness them and help them into a lifestyle of evil that is contrary to what our awesome Creator has. Our awesome Creator has built a world where oceans consume the world. And there's just a passage in Enoch I just want to get to today and get it out of the way. And I try not to pass areas until I can get a lesson out on them. And for whatever reason, this one has been tugging at me. And for myself, I didn't find it that incredibly interesting. But maybe we can find something interesting in it. First and foremost, we're talking about Enoch 101. And something that we should all understand is it says right here, attentively consider heaven. It's attentively, right? And it's all caps. And it's something that my dogs are always going to erupt. And it's something that we should be attentive to. We should be listening to what this says, because it says, all you progeny of heaven. Now, I wasn't sure what that word actually was. So it's progeny, and it's a descendant or the descendants of a person, animal, or planet, offspring, the progeny of celebrities. And so essentially it's when he's saying all you progeny of heaven and all the works of El Elyon, fear Him, nor conduct yourselves criminally before Him. So this is saying that if you are from heaven, if you are created from heaven, which we are created by Yah, who is in the Shemaim, and He says right here, listen, all you works of the people of heaven, all you descendants, all of you generational people, listen. And he says something very interesting. He says, don't conduct yourselves criminally before Him. Now, before we would have to even understand what criminally is, we'd have to understand what you would become a criminal for doing. And when you read the Bible, it's very clear that when you don't keep the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator, even if you are just a beautiful-hearted old woman who loves the Messiah, you're missing it. You're not keeping the laws of God, which if you don't understand the laws of God, you could accidentally slip up and eat a unclean food that is an abomination to our Creator, right? He says this kind of food, this swine, is an abomination to you. Don't eat this stuff. And so if you're eating pork, you're a criminal according to the Bible. And this isn't, again, this isn't according to Jason. This is according to what the Bible says. And so we don't want to conduct ourselves as criminals in front of our Creator, right? That is the last thing we want to do. Is we don't want to be on the bad side of judgment. We want to be considered a friend of El Elyon. Verse 2, if he shut up the heavens of windows of heaven, restraining the rain and dew, that it may not descend upon the earth or on your account, what will you do? And if he sends his wrath upon you and upon all your deeds, you are not they who can supplicate him. You who utter against his righteousness language proud and powerful. To you there shall be no peace. Guys, and this is talking about in the day stuff, right? This is what the judgment of the sinners looks like, right? There shall be no peace. I don't want to go to a place or be stuck in a place where my transgressions haunt me till the end. And that I know that my life is a life without my Creator and without his Son, our Messiah, YHWH, right? We want to be in covenant. We want to be at a place of peace. So we want to do opposite of what it ends up these people going there. Verse 4, do you not see the commanders of ships, how their vessels are tossed about by the waves, torn to pieces by the winds and exposed to the greatest peril, that they therefore fear, because their whole property is embarked with them on the ocean, and that they forebode evil in their hearts, because it may swallow them up, and they may perish in it. Is not the whole sea, all its waters, and all its commotion the work of El Elyon, of him who has sealed up all its exertions, and girded it on every side with sand? At his rebuke dried up, and alarmed, while all his fish with everything in it die. And will not you, sinners, who are on the earth, fear him? Is not he the maker of heaven and earth, and of all things which are in them? So these are dire warnings. These are strict things that when we look around, there is no other answer for creation other than a Creator has put it together. Right? There's no other answer for how does a man breathe, and how does the arbors, the trees, how do they breathe? Right? It's a carbon dioxide, oxygen thing, and we breathe in the oxygen they exhale. It's incredible. Our Creator is so down to detail. It's beyond powerful. It is beyond anything, and we should fear this. We should fear it, and we should be in such awe that he has allowed a way for us to get back to him. This is our creation path. This is our path. We must fear him, right? We must be on our knees, on our faces. There's nothing more powerful than our Creator, and our Creator loves us so much, which is so powerful that he went and he created a path for us, which is Yahushua HaMashiach, the blood of the Messiah, Jesus Christ, as people call him. Right? That is the path back to the Creator, because it begins at that gate. The gate is the salvation through our Messiah, and there's only one way that we can get a forgiveness of the sins and the transgressing of the Torah, and that is by the blood of the Mashiach. And that is delivered to us by the scariest thing out there, right? As humans, there's a lot of bad things that can happen to us. As the designer who's designed us, he knows the bad things that can happen, right? That's why we must be in his path. That's why we must be where he wants us to be, which is in his arms. How do you get in his arms? You walk the path. You do what he wants to do. You become a favorite of his side. When you keep Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commands, you become a favorite, right? You become a teacher's pet. That's what we want. We want to live in obedience because there's no other better path. The path of unrighteousness is a path of sin. It's a path of destruction. It's a path of iniquity. It's a path none of us should go down. You don't keep the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator for salvation, because salvation begins at the cross. You keep it because you have been given salvation, and because of that salvation, you have a respect. You have a desire to do for our Creator what our Creator has done for you. There's no better way. There's no better life. And these laws, statutes, and commands that are taboo across the world are just that. They're not. They're a lie. They're not taboo. They're sensible. They are life-saving. They are from our Creator, and they will keep you alive. Let's finish up here. Verse 8. And he who has given iteration and wisdom to all that move upon the earth and over all the sea. Are not the commanders of ships terrified at the ocean? And shall not sinners be terrified at El Elyon? And that is the end of this. This is the end of this chapter. And it is about the fear of our Creator. It is about the fear that we don't want to fall into his judgment. It's going to be an evil judgment. It's a righteous judgment, but for those who are on the receiving end of it, it's going to feel really evil. Guys, there's a path that we can walk today. There's a life that you guys can walk today. Young folks out there, there's a path of a kingdom to come. That if you guys are keeping the Torah, even the youth out there, the youngsters, if you're keeping the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator, there's a whole set of people, the 144. It's people who have not been defiled with men and women. It's people who are living the laws, statutes, and commands. It's people that are holy. How do you become holy? Well, you walk the law, statutes, and commands. You don't care what the peer pressure says. You wear clothes that are becoming of young men and young women, and not this promiscuous garbage that has guys googling and goggling at everything. Guys, cover yourselves. Be pure. Be holy before our Creator. Do this for Him. Keep yourself pure in all things, and you will find the kingdom to come. Much love to everybody out there. Hope you're good. I'm out.